Well, do you know what? I'm going to let my guests introduce that song. It's just gone 5:05. It's the second hour of your drive time. And the people I'm going to introduce now are really rather amazing. They're Mark Angeloni and Dave Rogers, and they're here from G2E, which they'll explain in full. Now, let me just say hello to you, Mark.
Hi, how are you?
I'm absolutely fine. It's very nice to see you here.
Yeah, thanks for inviting us. Very good to be here and nice to get a bit of publicity.
Well, what was that song all about then?
That takes us back to 2 o'clock in the morning, July the 20th, 2017, when we did the London to Paris for charity. And everyone was down in the dumps, fatigue kicking in. And Mark Wilson on the ride got his stereo out on the bike. And that was the song that everyone was singing to brighten each other up.
So perhaps ought to explain, you all were on bikes. You didn't just go over on the bus, did you?
No, we did cycle it.
Well, that sounds amazing. So what's going on this year? Tell us how this all got started.
Right, how it all got started. Good friends of mine, Dean and Michelle Fardell, lost their daughter Naomi years ago. And then they set up the Naomi Fardell Fund with Ben Bembo. And after several years of going and donating charity raffle prizes, auction prizes, I decided, in a bit of a drunken stupor, that something else should be done.
All the best ideas are done then.
Oh, definitely. So I came up with the Great Ormond Street to Grantham bike ride, which we completed in 2013, raising just over 25,000. Then we did the same again in 2015, and 2017 I decided something else needed to change, and that's where I grabbed Dave along with others.
Right. So I don't know what you did to deserve that, but you obviously got involved, Dave.
Well, yes, that was another drunken stuber. We was out on another charity do for the Willow Ball, and we was just sat around the table having a drink, and he come up with an idea of London to Paris, which I said straight away, well, go on then.
Well, like you do.
Yeah. So it just carried on from there. We thought the idea, we got, what was it, about 24 bike riders involved.
12 support staff.
12 support staff, and we just come up and just did it.
How far was London to Paris then?
It was 287 miles in total.
287 miles. That included the ferry as well, though.
So
Because we had a couple of hours on the ferry eating fish and chips.
Did you lift the wheels and carry on cycling?
No. We put our feet up and had a pint.
Right, I just wondered. So you must have raised quite a lot of money then over the years?
Over 2013, 15 and 2017, we've raised just over 75,000 in total. Between...
That is phenomenal.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing, to be fair. The three teams that we've had over the years, there's probably been 130, 140 people involved in total that have given their time up, and it's staggering. It's amazing how many thoughtful people there are.
And you keep fit as well, obviously.
We try to.
Yeah.
Added bonus, you see.
We added bonus because we are part of a tri club. Do other things as well, including the running and the swimming. But the challenge for us has to be something bigger every year, every time we do it.
I noticed this next one is a bit further, isn't it?
Because people will say, trying to get charity money off people, they can turn around, they've done that. They've done London to Paris. What can they do next? So we have to think of something
different,
a bit further, and a bit more intense, really, isn't it? It's a bit more.
So what's going on then this year?
Well, it's a 300-mile continual bike ride to Edinburgh, from Grantham to Edinburgh. So we don't stop. We just continually bike all the way through until we get there, which hopefully will be about 30 hours. First 150 miles are quite flat. Then we hit Scotland.
Right.
And that's where the lumps come in.
Do you have a motor on your bike?
No.
We've not quite faked that one, have we?
We just have to pedal power a little bit harder.
Oh dear, right. That's doubly hard then.
So this year, for Grantham to Edinburgh, we've got 38 cyclists, and they're ranging in abilities. There's some people that have been injured lately. They're still putting the time in. They're still going to do some stints themselves, to some seriously fit people. But we've then also got 12 support crew with vehicles being thrown in by different companies around the town. So it's all looking good at the moment.
So you've got a list of people who have helped, haven't you?
Yes.
Yes, we have. We've got a list of people who've helped and a list of the 4 charities we're doing as well, which is why we're doing this, right?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll play a song and then we'll talk about the charities. That might be a plan.
Brilliant.
So let's have a listen. This is for you lot when you're cycling away. It's all 39 of you. This one will keep you happy. Well, that's Earth, Wind and Fire, Let's Groove. And we're back now with my 2 studio guests, Mark Angeloni and Dave Rogers, and the Grantham to Edinburgh 2019 bike ride, which when you put it like that sounds like a little cycle in the countryside, but it's not quite that, is it? Right, what about these charities that you're supporting this year then?
Well, we had a meeting and as a group of the 50 of us, we all decided to go a bit more local and give it to more local charities so that we can see that we're helping local people. So we had a vote, we had 2 votes each, we had 8 charities to pick from, we had 2 votes each, and the top 4 that got the most votes, everyone, that's the 4 charities that we picked. The charities that we picked this year are the Naomi Fardell Fund, which is a Grantham Kingfisher Ward. The Trust House...
Grantham Hospital, that is, isn't
Grantham
it?
Hospital,
That's
yes, that's correct, yes. The Trust House Lincolnshire, Inspire Plus, and Children's Bereavement Centre. We've got a little bit about... Mark's got a little bit about each one.
So, Naomi Fardell Fund, most people in town know what that's about anyway, and the Kingfisher Ward. It's what Dean and Michelle have done over the last 16, 17 years are absolutely fantastic.
It is fantastic.
Then you've got Trust House Lincolnshire, which is a specialist sexual violence and abuse centre. So people go there for counselling, whatever they've gone through, and that's men, women and children. It's just an amazing place.
What's that one called?
Trust House Lincolnshire. Then we've got Inspire Plus, who have been a big backer of us, and that's an independent school sports charity that's based in Grantham, and it's inspiring kids at primary and secondary schools to get into sport, which we all voted for, and it's just an amazing thing. It's
a great thing to do.
Yeah,
we've got obesity problems and all sorts of things with children, so that is fantastic. So what do they get to do then?
What do
the children get to do through this charity then?
Well, I know they have big sports day at South Stephen Stadium.
Is that the mini Olympics thing?
Yeah, that's an Inspire Plus.
Yes.
I know that because my wife's been there and helped out for the day. Hayley.
Hello, Hayley.
So they've got professional staff that teach the kids on development courses, their mental well-being, mentoring programs, and they also do programs for gifted children and talented in sports. So it's helping develop them throughout. Whether you're a beginner as a child or you are something special as a child, they help all ranges.
Well, I can see why you've chosen these. You've got another one, haven't you?
Yes, the final one that we've all voted for is the Children's Bereavement Centre. And the loss of someone close can be a distressing, overwhelming experience, especially for children and young people. All their services are free. It's people that have donated their time. There's local counsellors that just work because they want to. So they go into that centre and help whoever needs it.
So you've got 39 cyclists going to cycle.
38 cyclists and 12 support crew.
12 support, right. Numbers have changed since
We've had an injury.
Oh dear. Right, I thought somebody had seen sense. I mean, OK. Well, we're going to be back with our guests in just a moment. I'm going to play you 1 or 2 messages and another song, and then we're going to talk about all these people that they have got to thank. And I think there are quite a lot of them.
Keep it here in the afternoon, live from the heart of Grantham, Ela Watts.
Real local radio, Gravity FM.
That's Jess Glynn and Jax Jones with Just the One Touch, and enjoyed that. That's a chart song, that one. Now let me take you back to my guests, Mark and Dave. Let's talk a bit more about this G2E.
Right, where do we go? Right.
Well, you're going to Edinburgh.
Yeah, I know. We've had so far some absolutely amazing support, and I think Dave's going to mention the generosity of people in a minute. We're currently sat on £3,700 in online donations. We've also got the best part of £5,500 sat in the account, ready to go in. So as we stand, all the charities so far are going to get £2,000 each, and we've still got 2.5 weeks to go.
If anybody's listening and they want to sponsor you, how do they go about that? We've got some very generous listeners, Gravity FM.
For online, it's www.justgiving.com/crowdfunding/G2E2019.
Oh my goodness. Well, look,
It's long-winded.
if you really want that, do email me here at the studio, and that's studio@gravityfm.net, and I will have that link and can send you the details. If you didn't quite catch it, I would quite understand.
The other way is there's 50 of us that are doing it. I think
50?
most in total. I think most people will know one of us in town. So if you see us, just
Sponsor.
drop us your £1. Anything you can.
£1, £2, £3, it don't matter what. Any donations.
So if you see anybody pushing a bike, looking reasonably fit, with a G2E hoodie on, then just slip them £1.
Yeah, that'd be absolutely fantastic.
I mean, we've already had a lot of businesses, generosity so far, giving us a lot of sponsorship and a lot of time and a lot of effort. Sorry, I've got to get a bit closer so you can hear me.
Oh yeah, I like your clothes.
So we've had the likes of Debbie Parker and Charlotte and the team at Lime Square Vehicle Rental. Yet again, they've supplied us with a minibus and a long wheelbase van to use for the whole trip for support.
We've had Mark Fryer, Cam's Compressors. He's donating a van, a trailer and his time. And the van is a camper van, so that's what we're going to do all the cooking and that on for food.
We've had Darren Joint of another local company, Viking Signs. They've again supplied a vehicle, plus they've done all the signage and the banners for us.
Recruiting Sergeant, they're sponsoring some food stuff and shirts, and they're a shirt sponsor, but their food's like a load of bacon, sausages, to help us through the night. Or early morning breakfast.
It's starting to sound a bit more appealing.
It is. Yeah, we've had national sponsors as well on this one, and they've sponsored not only the shirts, but Sigma Sports, for instance, have given us 24 hours of nutrition for everyone on the ride, which probably equates to about £1,500.
Wow.
OSB Events, they've sponsored us some sports and nutrition. So that's another nutrition, drinks,
Are you carrying a lot of food and drink?
We're carrying a lot.
We're going to need a
drink.
lot. We've got Rutland Cycles down at Oakham. They've sponsored us with sports nutrition and also sponsored a shirt as well.
Beaver Bakery, they've sponsored us bread baskets. And that don't sound a lot, but we have to put all our kit into a basket, and then we have a couple of stops where we can take off, change your kit, put them in another bag and chuck them in the basket. So we've all got a basket each with all our kit in, so it's all numbered up and labelled up, so we all know where our stuff is.
That's unless you're Mark.
That's
unless you're a chap called Mark Wilson, because he just wears the same kit for 24 hours throughout.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
But he doesn't get any hugs at the end.
No. We've got another major one is London North East Railways. They've sponsored us the rail tickets for the return journey from Edinburgh.
You're not cycling back then?
We'll pass on that one.
We did think about it.
Did you?
Yeah. It lasted for about a second. We got a muffin top in Grantham, which are going to make flapjacks and other cakes, so we can eat them throughout the day. So that's more food.
There's a lot of food coming on here. We've got Watkins Butchers, again, who have supplied pork pies, Scotch eggs, sausage rolls, all the not so healthy, fatty stuff that you need during the night. So that'll be absolutely brilliant as well.
We've also got BP Brickworks. That's James Brown and Martin Platts. They've sponsored us the hoodies and a shirt sponsor as well. So we've all got hoodies. So we all look the same at the end when we go for our meal. We'll all have the hoodies on, walking around Edinburgh.
I can't wait for the photos.
Oh, they're going to be good. Then we've got David Palmer from Fenland Farms. He's donated 2 sacks of potatoes, and Mark Fry, the catering manager, he's going to do jacket potatoes unless you're Des Friel, because he wants chips.
I think I'm with him on that. I'd like the chips as well.
So now we're in Edinburgh now, and the jury's in.
Yes.
This is a hotel we're stopping in. They heard what we was doing.
Oh, is that the one near the castle?
Yes.
Oh, fabulous.
Yes. So they've heard what we're doing. So we booked the rooms, and they've given us free breakfast for the whole team. So they've said, you book the room, and they said, we'll give you the free breakfast for the for everybody.
That's
So
super.
they've given us a breakfast now, so we've got that as well.
And the last one that we've got on here is Michael's Steakhouse in Edinburgh. I think that's just round the corner from the Jury's
It
Inn
is,
as well.
yeah.
What they've done, which has gone down well with the alcoholic ladies on the team, is they've given half a bottle of wine to everyone in the team for the night with the meal.
You'll be fighting over that.
Yes,
we won't,
we
because the
will.
women will get him, won't they?
Oh, well,
Oh, yes.
what's the ratio like, male to female?
I reckon it's about 60-40.
Yeah,
There's quite a lot.
There's a lot of women involved.
That's
that's impressed
60-40.
me.
Yeah,
That's impressed
it
me
is.
mightily.
Yeah.
You wait till you see some of them.
I don't need to be
We
like
won't,
that,
we
Mark.
won't argue with them.
You see, a lot of the people that are involved, we like to big thank out to the Beaver Tri Club, because a lot of the people have come to do this are from the Beaver Tri Club, and they've put out their time from doing their races and doing their events through the year to do the Grantham to Edinburgh, and it's a big event for them, because they're doing all the races, all the events they've got to train for. They've got to do the running and the swimming, as well as this long bike ride.
Well, we're talking to Mark Angeloni and Dave Rogers, and they are part of the team that is G2E Grantham to Edinburgh, a cycle, quite a nice cycle, very long, 300 miles, and it's happening later this month. Now, we're going to talk to them again in a moment. I will just remind you that if you want to know how to sponsor them, just email studio@gravityfm.net, and I will certainly give you the link. Or if you find me on Facebook, most people do after a while, I will tell you on there as well. That's Weekend featuring Daft Punk and Starboy. Now, I've got two really rather fetching guests in the studio, Mark Angeloni and Dave Rogers. They're talking about a 300-mile cycle ride as if it's just down the road. They're going from Grantham to Edinburgh on is it the 19th?
Friday the 19th of July.
19th of July. So it's not long, actually, is it now?
17
17
sleeps.
days.
Yeah,
17 sleeps we're
17
into now.
sleeps.
Do you get excited as if it was going to be Christmas?
We're not excited at all, no.
If it was a holiday, yes,
Yes,
but
it was a
it's
holiday,
not.
no.
We were in the middle of talking thank yous, aren't we?
Yes. So we've had loads of businesses, both nationally and local, that have helped us. But we've also had 40 shirts that have been sponsored as well by local companies and national again.
Yeah.
So we've had the likes of Sigma Sports, a national company,
Watkins,
Arboretum Tree and Garden Services,
Homewood Homes,
LD Interiors,
BP Brickwork,
O'Turners Limited,
Robin and Day,
S2 Kitchens, which is another Grantham business,
JRL Brickworks,
Rutland Cycling,
Baker Plant Hire,
The Recruiting Sergeant,
Media Sun,
Galaxy Fish Bar,
You Move,
Price and Son Funeral Directors,
Laundry and Cleaning Today,
South Kesteven District Council in Vest SK,
TJ's,
Beaver Bakery,
Melton Mowbray Tyres,
Viking Signs,
LNER,
Alpha Asset Finance,
Unite Professionals,
Neil McBride Construction,
The Muffin Top,
Wellwyn Doors,
Auto Cabs,
Cams Compressors,
Quiet Storm,
Watchorn Financial Services,
24/7 Clothing,
Kingsley Specialist Roofing Limited,
and Vodafone.
I can see why two of you came in now.
And yes, we did read them all off a list. Timothy.
Well, we were just talking about the importance of hot food doing this. Is
Yes.
this just something that you know now? I mean,
I think from L to P back in 2017, I've not had a pot noodle for 25, 30 years, but hot pot noodle along with sausage rolls from Watkins was an absolute godsend at 2, 3 in the morning.
2, 3 in the morning. We were so excited to have a pop noodle. It kept everyone quiet for about 10 minutes. And
that's unbelievable.
nobody wanted to get up and move.
So that was London to Paris. Did you have any lighter moments on this?
Probably the lightest moment that we had was it was about 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. There's a group of us just biking along, talking to Mark Angeloni, and
Say my name.
The next minute we look round at him and he's fast asleep between two of us, and there's two of us holding him up on the bike.
He's still cycling.
Still cycling. This is where we know where the tiredness, the sleep and tiredness comes in. So we're having to make sure this time we have a lot more hot food and a lot more
regular breaks.
Yeah, he was fast asleep. So the support crew quickly went off and stopped in a lay-by. So they're in the lay-by, and as they're in the lay-by, you have to quickly go to the toilet. So two young ladies had a quick wee. Had a quick wee-wee.
I don't think you can say that in France.
Oh, no. we got there, and Mark got off his bike as quickly as possible because he needed a little nap, and he fell asleep straight into where the young ladies had just been. He soon shot up, and he was soon awake. He didn't F and Jeff because he just
Got on with it.
He just got on with it.
I
He
bet
just
it woke
couldn't-
you up.
It did wake him up.
It did.
It did wake him up. It wasn't-
Especially when I found out it was the wife.
It did smell. It did smell like Mark Wilson though at the end.
Oh dear. We'll have to talk a bit more about Mark because he must be a very good friend to let you talk about
He
it
is.
like this. I'm just going to play you a song. This is Gangster's Paradise. No connection with my guests whatsoever. Now back into the studio, my two guests, Mark and Dave, and we want to talk a bit more about this fascinating Mark Wilson. But before we do that, well, what else have you got planned? I mean, I don't want to rush you through this 300-mile bike ride, but you do other events as well, don't you?
Yeah, one of the things we've got coming up is actually this Sunday, and that's outside Asda between 10 o'clock and 4 o'clock, where we'll be on static bikes for the day. And the generosity that we've had in the past 3 occasions we've done it, there's been over £4,000 raised in the 3 days.
Wow, so now you know where they're going to be on Saturday, did you say?
Sunday the 7th,
Sunday. Right.
between 10 and 4.
And then it's a week after, which is a Saturday the 13th, and that's in the marketplace just outside Eden.
Yeah.
Between 9 and 1 o'clock. We are again on our static bikes between them times. Again on our static bikes between them times. Getting told off again. This event is sponsored by the Beaver Tri Club, who's going to give us a
gazebo
to put up, and SKDC for allowing us to have the space. So again, we're raising money on the static bikes again. If you want to come along and chuck your coppers, your pennies, your pounds, your £10, your £50, whatever. Chuck it all in.
Steady now. We've got a fundraising link, haven't we, which we've already given you, but it is quite a long one, isn't it? Do you want to just try that again?
It is, yes. So it's www.justgiving.com/crowdfunding/G2E2019.
Well, look, if you didn't quite get that, email me here, studio@gravityfm.net, and I will type that so that you get it, because it's rather a long link.
It is,
Now
yes.
tell me a bit more about Mark. I'm quite interested to hear about him.
Mark Wilson is our friend. That's
Entertainment's manager, we'd call him.
He's
Entertainment
brilliant at
manager.
music. His dancing is legendary, and his cycling skills aren't too bad either. But unfortunately, he was involved in a cycle accident a couple of weeks ago, and currently he's not going to be able to do the actual bike ride with us unless he feels fit on the day. He broke his collarbone, but he is going up because his wife is one of the support crew, so he is coming up no matter what.
So extra support.
Yes, definitely.
Well, that's
And
brilliant.
it just so happens I am taking over as a ride leader. So I'm in charge of everybody.
Is this a problem? Well, one
it
of
is.
them's got their head in their hands.
It
So.
is because my nickname after the first couple of days at Beaver Tri Club was Dangerous.
Oh dear.
Because it don't matter what accident happened, it was all to do with me.
He was nearby on every
I was
one.
there, nearby, or caused it. I got blamed for everything.
I don't know what to say. Was it your fault?
It's never my fault. It's never my fault because I'm always health and safety. I'm always health and safety first.
Yes.
It's the other people who don't concentrate on what they're doing that causes the accidents.
I see. Well, I think that was
That was aimed at Chris Pugh.
That was an H&S announcement from G2E, the Grantham to Edinburgh cycle event that is 300 miles long. Well, I must just say that I do admire you both enormously for doing this and all the people that are going to go with you. I think it's fantastic.
Oh, yeah. In no shape or form is this an easy task for anyone. Don't think anyone on the ride has gone over L to P 280. That was an absolute killer in itself. But as soon as we said,
You see, that came out so quickly, L to P. That's London
To Paris.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's an amazing distance. And
Yeah.
you're going to go even further now.
we are, yes.
This is a little bit harder because of the hills as well, because we've got some more elevation into it. It's a lot more elevation, so this is harder.
There
than
will
the
also be
L to P.
locks, so you could maybe brush up on your swimming,
No, there won't be any locks.
Oh, well,
There'll be a few bridges.
right, I'm going to play something now. They've upset me now. They've contradicted me. Let's have a listen to this.
Now it's so hard to blame you, 'cause you're so damn beautiful.
5 Seconds of Summer, which is probably what we're going to have this year. That one's called Easier, and a big shout going out to Steve. Thank you very much for listening in, and hope you're enjoying the show. Got 2 guests in the studio, Mark Angeloni and Dave Rogers. They are here to talk about the Grantham to Edinburgh cycle. Well, 300 miles they're travelling from Grantham Wyndham Park to Edinburgh Castle. That's so impressive. Give us the date again, because I've forgotten.
The date is Friday the 19th of July, leaving Wyndham Park at 8 o'clock in the morning and arriving at Edinburgh Castle 1400 hours on Saturday the 20th.
Well, sadly, we're going to have to say goodbye to you in 2 to 3 minutes.
I know.
So, last few words, go.
Okay.
Well, we would just like to say thank you to everyone for their effort and support. Thank you to all the riders for taking part and putting their time in, but especially thank you to the support staff, because as riders we know what an important job they all do. They have to drive along at 15, 16 mile an hour, sat down on the bums, trying not to sleep, right? I know that's a very hard job to do, and we do appreciate that, and we do appreciate everything they do when we go to the stops. They do an amazing job, and me and Mark would just like to thank everyone taking part and everyone that's put the effort in.
We've got a team sponsor again, which was Elmec Systems up in Fernwood in Newark, so we'd like to thank them. But there's been a few of the background staff that have helped both Dave and I on this actual ride, so we've not had to do it all ourselves. So quick thanks to Steve Squires, Blake Hutchinson, Louise Comfort, Natalie Pugh, Chris Pugh, Rob Dixon and Darren Joint at Viking Signs. The emails, the messages, the phone calls, the different meetings that we're having between us all is just, it's immense. So just a big thank you to everyone involved so far.
It is non-stop. It is every week. We've either got a meeting on, or we've got to sort something out, or we've got to sort this out, or we've got to sort that out. But at the end of the day, we're doing it for a charity. So if people want to come along and just give us the 1p's, the 2p's, £10, £50.
Oh, you're in 2 places locally, aren't you, to do collecting? So where are these again?
They are Asda this Sunday, the 7th of July, between 10 and 4, and the Marketplace outside Eden on Saturday, the 13th of July, between 9 and 1.
Excellent. So that you can give them your money. You must agree, it's fantastic.